For this video, I'm going to go over the install for the new Airlift faceplate cover. You get a box like this. It will have two parts in it. The actual cover with the controller already attached, and the little bag with the remote, instructions, the power cord, and 4 extended screws to attach it to the manifold. This is wrapped up to keep it from getting scratched up. And you see there's a plate. So the plate itself is actually a 1/4 inch thick versus the standard plate that comes with the Airlift controller is 1/8 of an inch. This is just so that there's room for us to put the LEDs in. It doesn't really, you don't really notice it on the actual manifold, but being that it is 1/8 of an inch longer, we did provide the screws to ensure that it still screws in. The original screws that you have will not go the whole way through. This is the power cord, which just plugs right in the hole right on the bottom. The way that this controller works, there's actually 3 modes of control. The controller itself has 3 buttons on it. There's a power button, there's a mode button, and there is a speed button. There is also the remote, and if you scan this QR code, there is a app for your phone, so you can control with all 3. The controller itself, for the power cord, this is a on-off switch, so this will draw some power. It's not a whole lot. I think it's like 0.1 amps when it's off, and I think running in full white, which is the highest output color, I think it's about 1/2 amp. So, you know, if you run this for like a whole show, like a car show, you should be okay as long as your battery's not like going out or anything. If you have a good battery, you should be fine. But when it's parked, let's say this is a show car and you only drive it once a week, once a month, you know, something like that, it can drain the battery a little bit over the course of several days. So this switch will help to prevent you from having a dead battery. All you got to do is just switch it to 0 and it's off. This is a standard 12 volt, so red is power, black is ground, 12 volt connection. And there's enough lead here that you should be able to run that wherever you need to, but there's a possibility that you may have to extend these. Preferably use some shrink tubing and soldering the connections, but if need be, you can use electrical tape and just splice it like that. You'll be okay. When you're making the connection, I would just suggest that you keep this separated, make your connections, get everything where you want it there, then connect it to the controller. This is pretty sturdy from everything that I've done, flipping it on and off and testing and stuff. I haven't had any issues, but you know, last thing you want is your LEDs to go out. If it's not connected, they won't go out. So get this connected first, then connect it to the controller, and you should be good to go. I've got connections here, so I can go ahead and show you an example. So that is connected. I will turn on the switch. That turns on the controller itself. Within the controller, you have several modes that you can push. It'll change. If you push the S button, it will change the speed of the modes, faster, slower. So this is pretty good in a pinch. You don't know where your remote is, you want to turn it on, you just got to a show, you don't have your phone, whatever the case, it'll get you there really quick. So that's really cool. You can also turn it off with this. This will not kill the power to the board. It will still drain your battery. So just pushing this power button is not enough. You've got to make sure that you flip off the main switch if you're worried about power consumption. Beyond that, you have this remote. Many more buttons on it, a lot more features. If it was me, I would probably use this more than anything, even more than the app. So you got your 4 basic show modes here, which are probably the most common, most popular ones, but you can also click up and down through the different modes here. There's also solid colors if you want to go white, blue and green are flipped, but that's just the layout of the LED boards that we created, unfortunately. But yeah, it shouldn't really cause any issues other than just remembering that your red, green, and blue are all flipped. A little confusing, but yeah, it'll be okay. Now this is a really cool feature of this controller. There is actually a microphone built into the controller. If you hit this button, this is your music button. What it does, it picks up on audio sounds, and it will actually make the lights dance to whatever music is on in the background. So if you have a sound system in your car, you don't have to run any connection to the controller. You don't have to do anything like that. The microphone is right on the side of the controller itself, and it will pick up any sounds. It will pick up bass. It will pick up voices. It will pick up all of that. So, you know, under certain cases, this may be beneficial to you. Otherwise, you have just the standard modes. I think the rainbow one looks pretty good. It catches people's eyes. Speed, obviously, being a factor there. Turn that back up. Yeah, about like there. For me, I would think most of the time you'd probably be like that. But yes, you do have the voice mode as well, and you can flip through different styles for the voice. Like, let's see here. If I keep talking, tap it. There we go. And you can try different ones. Yeah, there you kind of get an idea. All right, so that's the basics of install. I'm going to go ahead and install it on my car, and I'll show you that process as well as showing you the music function as well. So you will need a 1/16 inch Allen wrench to remove the 4 screws. And then the new plate will just go right in place of the old one. And you will secure those using the new Allen screws. So there you can see the plate is installed. If I do the music option,